Okay, so we rejoin the next morning. Everyone's woken up, I'll assume, hopefully, and has come down for breakfast in the inn.
That counts as a long rest, right?
Yes.
All right. Tavern wench, I will take 6 eggs and a side of bacon, please.
Of course, sir. The barman says to you,
Thank you, Tavern
shooting
wench.
you a dirty, dirty look.
And I assume you will not be charging us, seeing as we saved the village.
Save the village? That's not why I wouldn't be charging you. Your bill's been paid, sir.
Barkeep.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Oh, good friend.
Barkeep Bill.
Yes.
I
And
would
it's
like
Bob.
Barkeep Bill. I would like porridge and a side of Marmite on toast, please.
What's Marmite?
It's yeast. If you haven't got that, just put some beer on it. That's close enough.
Okay, beer on toast.
Just
Thank you very much.
Have we got that?
Scrape a troll's bass and you'll get Marmite.
I see. So, and is
I'd
there
like
anything else I
for
can
some
get you, Jack?
prune juice and maybe some figs.
Cod liver
that'll
oil.
help the bowels.
Very good, young lady.
Young. Yes, we would like some advice on how to get to the edge of the forest, and maybe someone to take us there, a guide or a
You
scout.
wouldn't need anyone to take you there. It's about a 2-hour walk just out to the north of town.
Ballador does not walk.
You can literally follow the road.
Efficient in land vehicles. May I borrow a mule?
We need them for farming, I'm afraid.
How much would you sell me one for?
A mule?
One that could take the weight of a 7-foot orc in chain armor.
It would have to be a hell of a beast.
Yes, I am very muscly, if that's what you were insinuating.
I think it was.
It would be 400 gold pieces at least.
Ballador does not
It's
reply
a
to
lifetime of work you get out the animals, I'm sure.
Ballador eats his eggs and bacon.
I see. This is now brought out everything. Now then, was there anything else I can get for you, gentlemen? And
Yes.
lady?
Could you get some seeds for my friend Magical Bart here?
Seeds? Just anything?
Yeah, well, magical ones.
Magical seed. I'll see what we have in the kitchen.
I clutch my bag of magical seeds quite
Beans.
possessively.
Beans. Your magic beans.
I'm still waiting for you to use those.
Yeah.
I got a couple of magic beans for you.
Oh,
That's
So
right.
he goes into the kitchen and manages to find some sunflower seeds.
Nice. I'll give the barkeep 1 silver piece.
Very kind, sir.
Yes.
As I said, just follow the road north out of town. You'll be there in a few hours.
Right, shall we be off, lads?
I don't need anything else here.
And lady?
yeah, sounds good with me, dearie. I'd like to grab some bread rolls as well for the journey.
Before we
Did
get
you
up,
steal 30 last night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll munch on some of them on the way.
before we get up, I'm going to be sorting through some of my arrows quickly on the table in front of me, and I'd like to dip them in my poison bottle.
Sure. Which poison do you have? Was it the one Ludwig had?
Yeah.
Okay. So the poison's not going to stay stuck on it. It's going to last for about an hour.
I do 1 arrow and then realise I probably shouldn't do this now.
Okay.
How many does the poison bottle?
It's
Cover.
a smallish vial. I'd say you'd probably be able to cover 10 or 11. Maybe we'll say a dozen to be reasonable.
Okay. 11 doses. So say I've just used 1.
So you got 11 left, yeah.
I don't remember you buying poison minstrel.
I didn't. It was a gift from dearly departed Ludwig von Tortellini.
Tortilla.
Oh, how great would that have been? You should have made a bard with a stutter.
Is that like disadvantage on performance rolls or something?
No, I just think it'd be a great quirk for a bard.
So you can get some funny poems probably out of that.
Right, lads. I say, packing away my 95 standard arrows and my one now poisoned arrow I'd laid out on the table.
Could you get out all of your arrows to then put poison on one of them?
Yes.
You
I
are
did
an
not think
idiot,
that.
and that is
You
incorrect.
see, I have OCD, and I had to have all lined out in a row before I could do anything to any of them.
Yeah, how big's the quiver? If
Assume
you've
it's
got 100
lunchtime
arrows
now.
in it.
Minstrel's done all that.
Technically, he has 4 full quivers and 1 of 16, because a full quiver's 20 shots.
Blimey.
I don't understand how we're carrying all this stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've got like
The,
3.
the technical max weight thing is really confusing.
It's easy for Merrick and Balador, but
For example,
So
Merrick
big.
can carry 10 times his strength modifier in pounds without being encumbered. Everyone else can carry 8 times.
8 times my strength modifier. That's
Yeah, I'm-
16,
I'm
32
one
pounds.
size larger.
And I have got a bag of holding.
Not your strength modifier, your strength value.
Like the
Oh.
actual 12 that I've got.
Well, that's like a man. You didn't hear that fart, did you?
No.
We know you did it now, but
Yeah.
Right. Should we go, boys?
Onwards.
Onwards.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob.
Yep.
We'll
Cheers,
see you
Bill.
later. Or Bill, sorry. Bill.
I think it was.
it
Bob.
was Bob.
Before we leave the village too far, I don't suppose there's a library or anything here, is there?
Only up at the Lord's house, I'm afraid.
Ah,
I'm going to ask Merrick if he thinks we should set fire to the inn before we head off.
I don't think so. I don't
Okay,
think
not
there's
this
any
time.
need. There's not
All right.
a big cannibal factory going on.
If you need me to, just let me know if you need me to set fire to any.
can
inns.
I
Do it.
quickly refer to my copy of 120 Days of Sodom just to see if there's any information I can ascertain from this book about drow elves?
Well, we're going to go meet someone. I'm sure they might be able to tell us something.
It's unlikely you could try, but make an investigation check.
Maybe I'll suddenly have some kind of sudden epiphany.
I imagine you're going to
I'm
need a
gonna
20.
if you get a net 20, I'm going to give you a little bit of information.
Investigation +1 +4. Ah,
16. You do not gain anything from checking that book.
but do I know more about sodomy?
You do, and a fair amount about torture.
I think I've come
Nice.
away with a plus.
So you get advantages on any interrogation checks. Nice.
Yeah, fair enough.
There you go.
I was going to say for a couple of days. Should it come up?
Well, we've got to go meet someone. They can tell us about the elves, surely.
Hmm.
Just a bit.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're now
onwards.
heading off. So you begin heading up the road. Merrick, you have the highest passive perception, correct?
I think it was 15. 14.
I think it's
sorry,
14, yeah. Anyone can beat that? Just a question quickly.
No.
Fuck, I always forget to have magical.
What's your
Bart.
wisdom modifier?
Yeah, I'm thinking about magical Bart, but I don't think it's higher than 14.
Fair enough. Okay, so as you begin heading up the road, you notice a small group. Merrick, you notice a small group of men moving quickly towards you.
I'm
Yeah, it is
gonna
14.
tell everyone about that.
Okay, so
Might need to know that.
as you begin to look over, I'll need perception checks from everyone as you're now actively looking at them.
Including magical Bart?
You can use his perception if you prefer, to your own.
Instead of mine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll perception as I'm actually.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
I knew it was going to happen. 11, 15.
Oh,
Look at them peering withered eyes.
You spotted them first, but you didn't get any details.
Yeah.
Oh no, not another day of shit rolls. Another nat 1 as well.
oh I got
And
that one.
another 2 nat ones. So the two of you can barely even make out that people are coming, despite the fact Merrick somehow spotted it first. Doris, you notice that they seem to be brandishing weapons, and Minstrel, you notice that they are definitely running towards you.
Do we,
Gentlemen,
Doris,
I believe those men are running towards us with weapons.
what do
I
they
think
look
we
like?
should take a defensive stance here. Don't be too hasty.
What do
How,
they look
how
like?
far away are they? Sorry, what do they look
I'd
like?
say at this point, they're, say, about 120 feet away. And they look like a general group of about humans.
Do they look like dwarves with grey skin? Is what I'm asking.
No, they appear to be human as they begin coming closer. You
Are
each
they
have
like-
10 seconds to decide what you're going to do before they get here.
Are they like brandishing weapons like they're going to attack?
Yes.
I'm going to send an Eldritch Blast 120 feet into one of them.
Jesus Christ, that has a range. Okay.
Whichever one's closest.
I'm also going to cast Minor Illusion to make it look like there's a 5-foot cube pit in between us.
Could actually just.
You know, 5 foot's 1 combat square, right?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. I'll need a ranged spell attack for Eldritch Blast, won't I?
Yep.
Okay. We'll assume you pick the nearest one.
Just to be clear, Magical Butt is now very high in the sky,
Fair enough.
as high as he can go.
I'm also a bit suspicious of this old lady we've picked up because she's casting spells.
2d20.
me spells.
Yeah, it's two beams. So
Ah,
it would be a 10 and a
Wait, is that a
no,
damage?
it'd be a 16 and a 2, wouldn't it?
and then it's +8 attack.
Oh, fair.
Mm.
So 10 doesn't hit,
Oh.
but 24 definitely does. So go ahead and roll damage.
Damage.
Fromage.
I forget that gets an extra. Okay. 13. Okay. So you see one of them just fall down in the field as it near vaporized. As the others now come to you, you notice a very I'm going to put the light on, or it's not going to be too dark for you guys to see. In a minute. You now notice you're walking on the road here. You can see up to that point, so we'll assume you go that way. And they are now coming into range over this side down a small embankment. Based on my estimates for speed, Minstrel, you to be at the front walking ahead. The Elephant and the Orc would be somewhere around there, and Doris, you'd be the slowest. Which I think is reasonable. As you were tracking off. 3. Where's number 4 gone? There it is. 4, 5, 6. And at this point, we'll have initiative rolls.
Well, on these ones.
Thankfully, I have 6d20s out. So he's going first.
That wasn't my initiative roll, by the way, that 45.
Oh,
Oh, he's not going first. I stand corrected.
Oh, 9 again.
What does crit on initiative do?
It means you go first.
Is that it? You don't get anything special?
Yeah, no, it's not a. So it's minstrel.
Did you see that, by the way, Simon?
Ah,
2 plus.
17 is going to be third. Doris. Then we have.
Oh god, there's 6 of them. We've already killed 1.
Yep. It was a fairly well-sized group.
But that did take 13 damage and die, so
Don't you dare call me Bart.
they can't be too strong.
I think Balador. No, Baldor's last. So it's Merrick
Where's Bart?
and Balador.
It's not fair.
No, it's not fair, as I had a nice combat planned and you took one of them out on the way over.
sorry.
Doris?
So, at this distance of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 odd feet, you can now see they appear to be human bandits.
I turn to Minstrel and say, bandits carry gold. Other people's gold, but gold all the same.
Yes.
So we'll start with Minstrel. You're up first, and here.
Right. I want to give Balador the Brave bardic inspiration.
Which one was Minstrel? Sorry, I wasn't looking.
Minstrel's over here.
On the far side. Okay.
Then we have Balador, Merrick, Doris.
So, Balador, you're now inspired.
Nice.
D6.
So 1d6.
Yep. Then, I suppose I better use it. I'd like to draw my poisoned arrow with my
Fair
long
enough.
bow and take a shot on the one directly south of me.
So straight down this way.
Yep.
So number 5. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. 55 feet. So make a range attack roll.
Oh, by the way, what did you say to me to inspire me?
I love you!
Don't die! Now you can hear
Oh,
dogs
they've got
in the
dogs
room.
as well.
That's not going to hit, I'm afraid.
I mourn the loss of my poisoned arrow.
Okay. We next come to the most heavily armored bandit, who is this one, who is going to step out 5, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet
That's quite close enough, sir.
before throwing 2 daggers. Directly at the nearest one there is Merrick.
Bring it on.
That is 14 and 16.
Both miss.
Both miss. Fair. You catch 2 daggers in your shield.
Yeah, boy.
Next we come to Doris.
Who's like the scariest looking, like could do some damage one out of all of them that are together?
The closest one is the one in the heaviest armor. He
Is there
looks
any-
like the leader.
Is it? Oh, he looks like the leader.
Yes.
It's heavily armoured compared to the rest.
I'm going to choose him. And have any of them got like ranged weapons?
They're all either carrying daggers or javelins.
I choose him and someone with a javelin, and I'm going to cast Hold Person,
Okay.
which is a Wisdom saving throw off
What's
each.
the range on hold person?
60 feet, and his concentration.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. So you can only reach that one from where you are,
Yeah, that one and the one at the front.
and the one at the front. Okay.
This is
Yep.
third level.
So they'll both be in range. So wisdom saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 16 and a 12. 16 for the one up front.
DC is 16. So I don't know if that...
So you just make. So he doesn't pass that if it is, because it's like hitting armor class. It would just hit, so it's just an effect.
Pardon?
Like when you hit armor class, if someone rolls your armor class, the attack just hits.
Okay. So he just passes, but the other one is...
No, so
paralyzed.
it still takes effect.
Oh.
Hmm.
Because it's hit the number, not the other way around.
Oh. So they're paralyzed, and at the end of each of their turns, they can try and break free.
Fair enough.
I stand in awe of old lady Doris.
Does that mean you get advantage against them?
Yes.
You did against Tortilla.
Yeah, and I think... Is it auto-crit if they're paralyzed? I can't remember.
Advantage.
Okay.
And 4, that is. 4. Paralyzed. Okay, so next we come to Bandit 1. Actually, no, that would be Bandit 3 because they've numbered 1 from the leader. So Bandit 1's turn. It's also going to, which is number 2, 5, 10, 25, 30 feet, is then going to throw his javelin at Balador.
Free javelin.
Gets an 11. So you just knock it away.
I knock it away with my scimitar in my offhand,
Fair enough.
and I think to myself,
Number
free javelin.
Sorry.
Ooh, free javelin.
Okay, so
He's
next we've gone to Bandit 2, 5,
Go, Palador.
15, 20, 25, 30, who is now going to throw his spear at Doris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, old lady Doris.
Gets a 9.
No, 12.
Fair. I was going to say, unless you had no armor and negative dexterity, that wasn't going to hit. And then we come to Bandit 4, who needs to pass a wisdom save to come out of paralyzation, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, each of their turns they can try and get out.
Didn't you say at the end of their turn?
Yeah.
But he can't do anything else.
Yeah, that means he can't.
He's paralyzed, so the turn's over, so he gets a 15.
Cool.
Pass or
They need
No,
to get
16.
16, yeah. So we now come to Merrick.
Just need to check. I might go. I'm gonna stand right in front of the big one.
Okay, you want to come up close to him?
Yeah,
Okay, it's only 15 feet.
for now.
Okay, at this
But-
point, I'm going to say, as you've gotten closer, you see a familiar affectation in his eyes. They are black all over.
Oh.
Sound of that.
Uh,
See,
make a
well,
history check to see if you can
Alright.
remember it, where it's from.
oh no, it's the Goliath, isn't it? And I drank his
Uh-oh.
blood.
Oh, sorry. The one at the back won't be paralysed.
Oh.
They've got to be within 30 feet of each other. So it would have been just the
Oh,
one
okay.
at the front.
That's fine, I won't wreck on it.
no,
It's about 30 feet
fucking
anyway.
one again.
Yeah, one. You can remember jack shit.
Oh well, Sacred Flame, not the big guy, the one next to him, closest.
So number 3 here.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's Bandit 2. That's a wisdom saving throw, isn't it?
Yeah, against 15.
It gets a 19, so no damage.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, next is Balador.
Hey! Right, one. If you're moving, can you move diagonally in squares?
Yeah, go on
2,
for now.
3, 4, 5,
I normally move it just by
1, 2. Can I
left
move
or
him
right.
to, like if you go 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles directly south of Doris? Can I
South
get
of Doris. Like there?
And then one more.
No. I'll say you can just about make that.
Nice. And those two are green flame blade range, aren't they?
They're within 5 feet of each other, yes.
If you
Nice.
attack that paralyzed one, does he break out of it?
No, he only breaks out at the end of his turn, from what I've heard.
Shit, I forgot he was
Okay.
Oh,
paralyzed.
that's handy.
I get
Right.
advantage.
You
My
get an
bad.
advantage if you were attacking that one. You're attacking the other one.
Do I still have enough movement to move it one bit over? 1,
Uh,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, I'd say you could have moved there instead.
Okay, all right. I'll attack big. I don't know. I'm assuming the other one's easier to hit, but if I get advantage, he's probably easier, isn't he?
Bardic inspiration.
You can always use the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, so I'm going to hit him.
You're going to hit him,
That's-
okay? Make your attack roll.
I shall make.
And also at this point, you will have noticed the eyes of the bandits. I'll also ask you to make a history check at the end of your turn.
Okay, I'll do the attacks.
Yeah, do the attacks first.
Me slow typey. Why didn't that work?
Because you
Oh, I
just
don't
want to do
know.
2.
I'll just do that.
Okay, so
Crit,
natural
crit.
20 is definitely going to hit.
And
So, yeah, so you get the savage
oh,
attack
that's
bonus.
the
So
advantage one, right? Okay, so
yeah, so that's just the first attack. You got to do that again for the second attack.
all right.
So
shall
we'll
I roll
work out
damage?
for that. So roll again for your next attack first.
Okay.
24 will hit. So
And
you can roll
my
a full
offhand
spectrum.
attack? My offhand attack.
That's your bonus action gone with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's without a modifier.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you attacking with the great axe?
No, I'm dual wielding.
You're dual wielding. So what are you dual wielding with?
I've got a flaming short sword in my left hand. I mean, my my main hand, and a
Right.
scimitar in the other.
Okay.
Oh wait, isn't it my bonus action to set fire to the sword?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, so I can't do a bonus attack this time. All right,
No.
so it's two hits then.
Just the 2 hits. Okay. So roll your damage out for that.
So
So
that's
1d
90. No, 76 plus
in total.
8.
Yeah, because you get to repeat one of them, don't you?
Hold on.
For the
76
crit, you
plus
add an
8.
extra one, don't you?
Yeah. So it's 3d6 for the first hit, then 3d6
Plus,
for
no,
the
it's
second hit.
4d6 for the first hit,
Yeah. I'm just doing it bit by bit.
and then
So it's
2.
3d6, 1d6. That's 7d6. Then 2d8 for green flame blade.
Yep.
So that's 7d6, 2d8.
God,
Am I right?
sounds right.
And then the flame jumps to the other dude as well.
For 1d8, you'll have to do after.
No, I think that's just my. I think
No,
that's
that changed when you hit level 5. It's 1d8 plus your intelligence
do that.
modifier.
So it's 7d6
Just do that first. We have to work out that damage separately.
plus 8, which is the strength modifier, right? And then plus 2d8. Correct?
No, your strength. You don't double the strength modifier, but you are getting 2 hits, yeah, so plus 8.
Wow, that's really low.
For the second d8, so 4 gets added. Your intelligence modifier is 2, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So the damage onto Bandit
Oh, no.
2, I'll work out first, which will be 6. And the attack onto the Bandit Chief, therefore, does
38.
38, thank you. Would have got there in a second. This is why I was saying roll it separately.
Oh, my bad. I'll do it. No, the 2d8 is... No, because I get 2d8 on the green flame blade on him.
Oh, yeah, so that was 42.
Yeah, so it's 42, and then now I'll
And
roll
then now roll 1d8.
1d8 plus 2, right?
It'd be 2 because you crit. It'd be
No, you don't double magic effects on crit.
And then that's the other dude. 42 and 9.
9. Okay. Does not take either of them out, unfortunately. Okay, I think that's probably your turn. You've used your bonus action already.
Unless I wanted to use action surge.
You could use action surge and do it again. Oh, make a history check quickly for me.
Yeah. I don't think I will use action surge though. Should I use action surge? Is that cheating to ask the other members of the party if I should use action surge?
Probably, yeah.
6 for the history check.
You did better. You remember it.
Oh wait, no, it's 8. Sorry, 8.
8, okay. So with 8, you remember it was something from the first quest you ever took on, but you can't remember more than that. With the black eye effect.
I think I'm gonna not bother with action surge because I feel like how badly hurt does Big Armored Guy look?
Fairly badly damaged.
Yeah. Balador decides that he doesn't need to pull out all the stops. He has confidence in his friends to...
Okay. So we now come to the last 2 bandits who I will do together. So they're both going to do the exact same thing. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And they're both going to throw javelins at Minstrel.
Oh.
And we have 16 and 8.
16 hits.
16 hits with a javelin. Okay. So javelin deals. Wrong page, I'm on the captain. You're in luck. Deals 3 damage.
Ow!
By the way, I'm not going to retcon now, but I've just realised I should have had another d6 as well for my savage attacks.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to add all those up. That was a lot there.
Yeah, it should have been 8d6. I'll remember that for next time.
Okay. So, we now come back to the top of the round with Minstrel.
Hello, Minstrel here.
Hello.
I'd like to look at Big Armored Man
Mhm.
and maybe I'm gonna shoot him.
You're going to shoot him? Okay. Make an attack roll. 20. 20 will hit. Roll for damage.
Woohoo! +7, isn't it? I think 1d8 +7.
+7? No. Your dexterity modifier is
Oh yeah, just dexterity,
not proficiency.
not proficiency. Got ya. +4.
7. Okay. So he takes the arrow square in the arm. It looks very painful.
Ha ha!
He's completely paralyzed, so he can't actually react. Oh,
Can I use my bonus turn to go stand closer to my dear old lady Doris?
you still have your movement. You can do that.
Yeah, can I move over there?
Sure.
Thank you.
So next is the bandit captain, who's now going to try and break his thing. Gets an 18.
Yeah, free.
Okay, so he's lost his turn, but it's now Doris's turn. He is now no longer paralyzed.
Summon a giant.
So it's now Doris's turn.
I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the one that Balador in
The little one or the big one?
the little one, not the boss guy.
Okay. So how does that one work again? Is it just
Wisdom saving throw, please.
wisdom saving throw, which is not good for these guys?
Oh,
11.
nope.
Obviously, they're not wise if they're attacking Ballad or the
Nope.
Brave.
So roll for your damage.
And he's already taken damage, hasn't he?
He has. I could have told you this would probably be a waste. 8. Yeah, he's dead. As the sound of the bell striking through his brain just seems to cause him to crumble and fall on the ground.
The bell
Oh,
tolls.
the bell tolls. And then I would like to walk 30 foot back. Actually, let's say 25 because she's an old lady. Let's take 5 off her movement.
You're now slightly off screen, but
I'll stay
Overlook
I'll stay just on screen then to make things easier. There we go.
I'd laugh if you died for that now.
let's say you fall off the world because I haven't drawn that far.
No.
Okay, next we come to Bandit 1, which is number 2, who is now going to move in to Merrick
Yes.
and make an attack roll. And he gets a 19
Hit.
with his dagger. So
Hit.
1d4 plus deals 4 damage, and in a very familiar voice, you hear him shout the word for the masters.
Uh-huh.
Is that snake
And
guy?
I remember who they are.
Oh,
right?
we didn't
Oh,
actually kill him,
good
did he? He ran off.
Mm.
Because 2 just got killed, and that's the one that's still paralyzed. Gets a 12, so he's not breaking out of that yet. We now come back to Merrick.
I think I'll summon my spirit guardians.
Ooh, fair. So that's everyone within
15 feet.
5, 10,
it's-
15. 5, 10, 15. I assume you're nominating your friends to be
Yes.
exempt.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's there to there, there.
Friends is a very
To
strong
there.
word.
So,
Priest.
4 of them. You've managed to hit 4 of them.
Wow.
So roll for damage.
Forgot what the damage is.
Is it a save or is it just...
I think
I'll pull it back up.
I
Hang
don't
on.
think
I've
I
got
do
the
any
number
damage
code.
yet. I think when they start their turn or move within 15 feet, they take the damage if they fail on a wisdom throw.
Wisdom saving throw, yeah. When they enter the area or they start their turn there.
Yes.
Okay, Balador, your turn.
Okay. So a 15-foot cone is that a 3x3 square or?
No, it's 15 foot from him, isn't it? 15-foot radius, yeah, from Self. So anyone within
me.
15 feet of him.
I know. I'm talking about for Balador.
Oh, for Baldur. 15-foot cone is if you imagine. Hang on, allow me to. I don't want to write in the red pen because it doesn't come off. So if you imagine, this is you. 5, 10, 15.
Oh.
So 1, 3, 5 on the squares
1,
in that order.
3, 5. Okay. This newfound information. I'm going to take my swords and hit the man on the head,
Hit him.
preferably. Yeah, him.
Sure.
And I assume the green flame blade will jump there.
It'll jump to one of them, yeah.
Okie doke.
Number 2, if it's still.
Do I still have advantage? He's still paralyzed?
He's not paralyzed anymore, so just 21 for the first attack.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I keep pasting. I've told you I've done this already.
Yeah, that's fine.
I am an retard.
And 18 will also hit.
Nice.
So roll your damage twice. And add your strength modifier twice.
Damage twice. So that's basically that one I did before, but without the crit.
Yeah, so it'll be 6d6 plus your strength modifier twice, which is +4, so 8. 35.
And then you need me to roll another d8 for the...
And now, 1d8 for the green flame blade.
So that's 6.
He's down to that. And Bandit 1 takes 6 damage.
Wait, so the dude I hit is not dead?
No, he is not dead.
Alright, bonus action.
Okay.
Roll.
With this one, just add your... Yes. 13 does not hit.
Oh.
Bardic.
Bardic.
Okay, roll your d6. For 17. 17 will hit, so roll for damage.
Yes! That's just... What is that? A scimitar? 6?
Scimitar 1d6 plus strength.
Oh, is it?
So
if it's
4,
an offhand
5.
attack, do I still get strength?
Oh no, you don't get your modifier on an offhand attack.
Oh.
So 1 more damage. Still not quite finished him, unfortunately.
Oh.
He is looking exceedingly weakened. So
I mean, I could hit 3 with the burning hands, but
you've already used your action and bonus action. How you plan to do that?
I'm going to hit 3 with my... I'm going to do my action surge and hit 3 with burning hands. Or attempt to.
Ooh.
Hang on. Bandit 3 is number 4 over here, right?
I mean 3 people. So if you do a cone... So
Oh, right. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that.
Yeah, so those 3 there, yeah.
Okay, so Burning Hands.
Burning Hands is, I shall read it for you. As you hold your hands with thumbs touching and fingers spread, blah, each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw. 3d6 damage or half on a successful save.
Okay, so dex saving throws. And what's the DC?
What is DC?
Your intelligence modifier added to 8 plus your proficiency.
Spell save DC is 13.
13. So we have 3 passes.
Oh.
These guys are not wise, they are dexterous.
So I roll 9d6. No, I better do 3d6 and then half.
3d6 and then cut it in half.
Number 1.
8, 4.
Whoops.
We'll just say 4 across the board, it's fine.
Good.
So they all take 4 damage.
That's the last time I cast that fucking spell.
4, and what were the other numbers of the other ones? So that's Bandit 1. Okay, he's not looking good. Bandit 3. He's not looking great either. And the Chief. Who is also not looking great.
Still not dead. Jesus.
He's a big sack of hit points.
So how does my spell save DC come into that then?
Basically, if they hadn't done it, I wouldn't have cut the 8 in half. You would have done 8 damage.
But I mean,
So basically,
If
it's
it's
like,
dexterity,
can they turn their back and not take the fire to the face?
but isn't it just a straight up dexterity saving throw?
It is a dexterity saving throw. So it's like ducking out the way as the fire goes overhead. They'd still get burned, but it wouldn't catch them directly.
I'm too confused. Let's just continue.
They dodged
it's like-
enough.
It's like when the dragon launches fire breath or something. You still take some of the damage because the breath's going to fill
no,
the
I
area.
get that, but I thought it was just a dexterity saving throw. I didn't realise. I don't know what spell save DC is. I'll look it up.
That's
later,
your
don't worry.
attack.
You work out the spell save DC. That's basically like your effect, for example. So a dragon sets a DC of like 18 on its attack.
Can you see why Balador never made it to be a full wizard?
Pretty much. Wizards are confusing. Magic is confusing. Okay, after Balador, we've got these two. I just realised I've taken some health off the wrong one. But that's fun. Oh no, I haven't. Yes, I have, because I've been reading them. I'm going to switch those round and work out the damage correctly now. Yeah, that's fine.
I can teleport.
Yes, they can, because I put the numbers in the wrong order and screwed it up, but the health is now right on the chart. I'll swap them around in position in a minute. So, the two bandits over there are now going to make an attack each.
They do need to make wisdom saving throws as well.
Oh, fair, yeah. Wisdom saving throws first. One pass and one fail. So we'll say the furthest one failed and the nearer one passed.
Okay. Damage.
So how much damage does it take on a fail? Is it half or is it...
They take 3d8 radiant.
That's on the fail?
Yeah.
If they
On the-
pass, do they take any damage?
I don't think they. Yeah, unsuccessful saves, they take half. Yeah.
Okay, so roll for damage, and then we'll just cut it in half. Okay, so number 5 is just shredded by spiritual blades as they spin round. Or clubbed to death by spiritual hammers, since you're tier.
I need to look this- What's it called? Spirit Guardian.
Spirit Guardians, 3rd level.
And the other one takes 6, which is... Now, since I've got the numbers in the right place. Yep, just enough to finish him off. So they do both die.
Yay.
Nice. Necrotic damage. Oh, radiant damage.
Passive
I
and
see.
evil. Yeah. Good. My angelic spirits.
Okay. So, they're both dead.
Yeah, Are
I
they
just left the
angelic?
guy at the back
Oh,
trying to break his wisdom saving throw. 19. He's no longer paralyzed, but he doesn't get his turn.
Oh,
He's just stand there and watch 3 of his friends die.
Yes, he
in
has.
really horrible ways. He's literally been killed by.
They've just been
singed and then killed by ghosts. I almost said
clubbed to death by ghost guardians with hammers.
I almost said goats. Then can you make it so that they're goats?
I'm
Ghosts
afraid
with
they're,
war hammers.
they're angelic or fey, that's it.
Fair enough. So we come back to Minstrel.
That's me. That's my name.
That is indeed.
Tis you.
The I'd like to take a side step to the left,
That way?
Oh,
Yep.
and then a side step to the right.
and
That's
then I'll
the-
bring my knees in tight. And I. Trouble is, you killing those guys. I was really hoping to use cutting words on one of them because I never use it, but they're gone now. I would like to pull out my longbow and shoot the big boy.
Oh,
Shoot
he's
the big
gonna.
guy?
He's gonna.
Mhm.
Well, make an attack roll.
Wish he'd stop bossing me around.
$26. Yeah, that's going to hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. Damage. Oh, what's going on with my script? Where's Discord gone? 1d8 plus 4.
11. That is going to finish him off as he just takes the arrow directly to the face.
To the
and
eye.
falls over. Oh, right, to the eye and falls over backwards. That means you can't loot his eye because it's been destroyed.
Damn!
2.
Maybe he's only
Okay.
got one.
Now we come to Doris.
Wait, isn't he dead then?
He is dead. Oh yeah, sorry. Take that one off.
I'm going to fire both beams of Eldritch Blast at the one that was paralysed a minute ago.
The one that was paralyzed, the one back here. Okay, make your ranged spell attack rolls. So you get plus 7.
14 and a 24.
Both are going to hit. So roll your damage. $14 is enough to take him out. They were not strong for a reason.
And then I want to blow my fingers like there's a little bit of smoke coming off. Okay.
Western.
Fair enough. Okay. So with that we come to that one gone. So we're down to the last bandit's turn, and possibly the bandit's last turn.
Oh.
It's now 4 against 1.
Oh, yeah, he's got wisdom again.
At which point I roll for... No, doesn't break it. So he's just going to make a direct attack against Merrick with his dagger.
And he's a wisdom saving throw on his turn as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was rolling for something. 3. No, roll for damage again.
Yeah, 'cause Spirit Guardians is 10 minutes.
10 minutes is a long time for that spell.
Yeah. Yeah, got my 3d8 again.
Yeah, 3d8. I don't think he's surviving. Oh, 18. He is not surviving this. As once again, the Guardians just assemble and club him to death.
Balador leaps up and cheers for his newfound ghost goat friends.
Okay, with that, they are in fact all dead.
I want to rummage through all of the pockets. All of them.
Wait, I want to check the leader's armor.
It appears to be studded leather armor.
That's exactly what I'm wearing. Is it the same quality as what I'm wearing? Can I inspect it?
Sure, I'll make an inspection. Make an investigation roll. Unfortunately, I am out of wet wipes, so clearing this board is going to be a nightmare. It's why the drawings might be a bit simple tonight.
Did you have a hot curry for dinner?
No, I just ran out of wet wipes and I can't find the second pack.
Ow.
So if anyone wants to donate some by posting me some, if not, I will order them from Amazon for before next week.
Why don't you just wet a cloth?
That's what I'm doing, but it doesn't work as well. They still leave marks.
I'm sorry to hear that. So, because Chris has said that, does that mean he gets all the loot now? Or do we
No,
get
he would have to
list?
pick an order of which
Okay.
ones he's going to go to.
Good.
So he started with the bandit chief,
And I did an investigation and got an 11.
11. As far as you can tell, it seems to be about the same quality as your armor. It's not anything special.
I spit on him.
Oh, I was going to take that armor, but I don't think I will now.
We span his face.
Balador says, "Don't worry, I'll wash it," and he spits into his hand and rubs Minstrel's spit away.
Can I,
I think there's a wee on it or something.
while I'm by his corpse, check his pockets and see if there's any hint as to why we just randomly got attacked by a bunch of people? Say a note, an assassination order, perhaps?
There's no notes. There's in fact very little in his pockets, you notice. Almost as if everything was dropped as he suddenly was told to come get you. Also, you will have heard the one calling out. Make a history check for me.
A histomy check.
A hysterectomy check.
Well, we know why, but
We
Well,
know.
you suspect. You haven't had a...
characters don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Do we?
Okay, you remember the elongated S's referring to the Naga you fought way back in Chapter 1.
Naga, please.
I reckon there's a Naga at works here, my esteemed colleagues,
You
and
can't
Doris.
say that. It's 2020.
Very good.
Us elves are a traditional sort.
I agree, Minstrel, but what could they possibly have to do with us? Do you think that Naga wants vengeance? And if so, why would he send these pitiful fools after us, knowing that we would just smash them to pieces with our wonderful spells? He says,
that's just the
looking at-
beginning.
Now, I, Balador, I strongly suspect, having travelled well with you since the halls of Glom, that this is none other than the works of that shady trickster with the vanishing shop.
Yeah, it's not him.
This makes sense. This does
Okay.
make sense. He knew where we were going. He knew where to send the things. You may well be right.
What shady trickster?
That elf guy, the one
That
with the vanishing
Sharkan.
house.
He doesn't know anything about that.
The nice
No,
guy who,
the one
sent
who shot that Goliath with ice. Anyone who can shoot a Goliath with ice is a little bit suspicious in my book. And you can see the jealousy in Balador's face because he wants to shoot things with ice.
Shartan, you met him the other evening.
yeah,
Min-
the nice
Minstrel
guy who
notes
got
the
us.
the jealousy in Balador's face looks a lot like he's straining for a poo.
I think that's just his face.
He's a half orc. He always looks like that. Yeah.
Anyway, Balador says, back to the looting.
Okay, so Minstrel, you found 30 gold pieces on the bandit chief. So we'll then say, going in order, since Minstrel piped up first, he manages to loot 2 more, and everyone else manages to loot 1. So, apart from their weapons, which were daggers and javelins, all at standard quality,
I'll take one dagger.
you'll take a dagger. Fair enough.
Yeah, just in case I have
Their armor,
for the
where
party.
they haven't been vaporized by Eldritch Blast or, generally slashed and burned to pieces. It's just leather armor on the others. It's nothing flash. And everyone who searched another one manages to find 55 silver pieces for each bandit you searched. So each member of the party gets 55, and Minstrel, you get a total of 4 gold 1 piece. 10 silver pieces.
So it's basically 5 gold, right?
No. Yeah, 5 gold.
7.
I was rolling in silver. It doesn't work out quite right.
The big boy's studded leather armor,
Yes.
would that need to be refit?
Based on the
Like-
fact it's sort of just a tunic, you could wear it, since he's taller than you, you could wear it as a studded leather dress. As long as you just tightened up the straps.
Oh, do you, excuse me, dearies. Do any of you mind if I take this?
Not at all, my
No, you
massive damaging.
vaporize.
I suddenly jump in front of her and I say, "No, you can have it, but please don't get changed in front of us again."
I would like to take the studded leather armor off the corpse and bless it with a dash of Sherfield wine, and then I would take a sip of the Sherfield wine and offer Doris a sip as well.
Oh, well, thank you very much, dearie. I'll take both.
Okay.
And I would-
Thankfully the wine isn't poisoned this time. So, or particularly bad.
Is anyone else? Is anyone else just sadly reminded of our good friend Ludwig von Tortellini?
No.
Nope.
Well, you wouldn't be. You don't know who he is.
Nah, he's buried now. He's done.
I take
Actually-
his heart out of my bag and look at it mournfully.
He didn't even. He was very tough in the end. Very stringy. Maybe I didn't cook him right. Anyway, we should dispose of these corpses.
Nah, let's leave them.
That's not very priestly of you. Don't you
Right. They can rot in the sun.
Okay. Remind me at some point you are going to change to chaotic.
I'm going.
Good at the
I'm going
moment.
to suggest that we put the corpses in a pile and burn them.
Fair enough.
If you want.
I
But
would
I need help to do it.
probably agree, so I'll help where I can.
Okay.
I'd like it if our murder of a bunch of I mean, they did attack us, but no one else knows that.
They were bandits.
I mean, that dwarf in the inn attacked us, and we
Oh,
burnt
yeah.
her. We paralysed her and burnt her alive.
What's this "we" you talk about?
Well, actually,
Oh,
you
sorry,
burned her
Merrick.
alive. I
Merrick
just
burnt her alive. Yeah.
made her stay there.
Right.
That was horrible, by the way.
Have we burnt the corpses then? We've done it now.
So you burned the corpses, and after piling them up, they're now just burning in a small field as you, I'll assume, continue heading north towards the forest.
Let us continue on, friends. How long is a short rest, by the way?
Like 10-15 minutes.
Can we have a short rest on the way there? Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm up for a short rest.
I'll say you took a short rest while you were watching the bodies burn for 10 minutes or so to make sure they definitely lit.
Nice. So I have my action
So you-
surge back.
And you can use a hit dice to recover if anyone wants to.
I would like to.
I would
Alright.
like to take this short rest. I think it's a short rest to change my weapon bond to my flaming short sword.
Sure.
So I've got my flaming short sword and my spear on my weapon bond at the moment.
Fair enough. So to use a hit dice if you want to, Mr. Or you just roll one hit dice for you is an 8, I believe.
Yeah,
add your
plus a constitution. I was just checking that. +1.
9, so you heal for
No.
9 points of hit.
Well, that's overhealed me.
Okay, unfortunately, no temporary hit points.
Save that for later.
Okay, so are we progressing on now to the forest edge again?
I would like to.
Yes.
Okay. So, also, we'll say on the way you explained to Doris the black eye effect and the Naga incident from a way back.
Yes.
So, as you reach the edge of the forest, there is although it is always hard to tell with pure blood elves, there is an elf woman there with long blonde hair and a large bow waiting for you at the forest's edge. Now, can any of you
Balador.
remember the name of the person you were supposed to report to?
Nope.
No.
Thought not.
I
Sure.
would just like to say to the group, just as we approach, a quiet poem.
Okay, go for it.
Cheerful arena, a luminous hot flame burns, watching the corpses.
Not bad. Take another D4 inspiration dice.
That's all right. I think it's best for you just to keep them simple.
Good old haikus.
Yeah.
Well, a haiku. That's
Yeah.
more impressive. Make that a D6.
I was sitting there
Upgrade your
wrapping my
inspiration to a D6.
I was sitting there wrapping my brain and quit. I've got 7 syllables. 7 syllables.
That's all right.
I was gonna say, that's more impressive. Keep writing haikus. Okay, so recalling back to the information you read when you accepted the quest, you were looking for Hunter Isola.
Okay.
So as you begin approaching the forest and see the woman, who wants to begin speaking?
Hello, fair maid.
I was going to say, at which point she shoots you a look as if you've insulted her.
Oh, good.
Greetings, Huntress.
A man who knows respect. Much better.
I wouldn't bet on that.
I look at Merrick with a smile on my face.
I don't like elves because of you.
Fair enough. That's your prerogative.
How fares the day? We are looking for Huntress Soda.
Isola. Forgot I just said it!
We're looking for a soda.
Isola.
Isola.
Areola.
God's sake. Now I've got the giggles. Okay. And you have found her. Good adventurers. I assume you have come from the guild.
That would
Right,
be
you are.
correct.
Well then, shall we begin? I have your information here, and I can tell you roughly where we believe they're hiding out. So, the elves have been spotted the drow elves have been spotted surrounding an old ruin. However, there are far too few sightings there. It does worry us slightly. We're certain they wouldn't come above ground with the most that have ever been seen is 3. This seems far too small a number for their behaviour. They've been
What-
spotted as you head towards Terragon. Terg Aron, even. Over the far side of the forest.
What do you mean their
I'm-
behaviour?
That's miles away.
The Drow elves tend to raid in groups as they kidnap people. Even a small group would be 5, but we've only ever seen 3 at once.
Are they only attacking at night, or are they attacking in the day as well?
This is the issue we're having. We haven't had any reports of attacks yet. We've just had reports that they've been seen in the forest.
And I
Okay.
assume they've only been seen at night, correct?
It's harder to tell. As you now look up at the canopy, you notice it's incredibly thick. The entire forest is going to be in dim light.
Hello, soldier. I am Balador the Brave. Balador Backbiter the Brave, liberator of the Furbog, slayer of Bloodrender the Coward, and beheader of the Sherfield Goliath.
I see.
How do you know they're not dwarves? If they look just like dwarves, then maybe it's just some miners that are coming out to play.
I fear you may have been misinformed. They would look much more like a moon elf, but with more silvery skin and blackened eyes.
Like a what? Like an
A
elf?
moon. I'm going to pull up a picture for you because you've really lost this one.
I know they don't look like dwarves, but Balador doesn't.
Okay. So, Minstrel, our good friend here, is a half moon elf. So he would look something along these sorts of lines.
Jesus.
That's a moon elf.
I'm surprised I haven't fucked him yet.
I've been trying.
You never know. Getting
As
Um,
you now begin to describe Drow, she says they will look much like all other elves, but they have much darker and more prominent features, and their eyes are unnatural. So you take a rough image of something along those lines.
cool. Yeah.
Miss Isolde, would you be
Isolde.
willing to help us in our quest?
I shall be leaving you to the last reports before keeping watch. I have arranged a much far. That's a gnome.
Oh.
Dear. I have arranged a fast transport up to Hollow Tree for us, and we shall be heading out from there. At which point she whistles, and a creature begins running out of the forest towards you.
I want to
Sure.
inspect this creature.
I draw my sword and say, "Get lit."
Okay. At which point it now stops 10-15 feet away, as you now see an exceptionally large eagle head on a lion's body with wings. And I'm sure by now you've worked out what the creature is.
No.
Pegasus.
Griffin? I don't know.
This is in fact a griffin.
Oh,
Well done. Someone got it from that description.
The only thing it could be.
There we go.
Cool.
As now several of them run out
Oh,
towards the group.
eagle.
Eagle and lion.
Sorry, I thought you said eel.
Eel and lion.
I was thinking, oh god, what an ugly monster.
No, it's fast transport
Hmm.
to Hollow Tree.
Yeah, let's take that if it can carry us. Assume it can.
Magical bark.
Isolde, can that beast carry us?
It should be more than adequate. As you look, they're easily twice Merrick size each. They are
Ooh.
huge.
Ooh.
This is a
Okay,
very
then.
handsome steed we have here. I would love to obtain one for myself.
They are expensive, I am afraid. We can only
am-
breed one every 100 years.
I'm
Can I-
proficient.
Go
in
on,
land.
sorry.
No, you go.
I just wanted to hobble over and try and feed one veiled for as well.
It sniffs it very inquisitively before swallowing it whole. And make a sleight of hand check for me.
Balador,
A sleight of hand?
Oh no, make animal handling. Sorry.
Balador looks at Doris as if to say, "Can he have a bread roll as well?"
I'll give one to
19.
Balador as
You
well.
managed
Do I
to-
have to make animal handling for him?
That depends. Well, I'll explain this one. You managed to hand it the red roll as you managed to take your hand away just before it scratches you with its large, sharp beak.
I'll walk
Balador,
away
would you
from it.
bite her hand?
I don't actually have a beak, so I think we're in luck.
Yeah, I know, but would you bite the hand that feeds you? Literally.
Only got sharp teeth.
No, but I will put my sword away before I take the bread roll.
Fair enough. You're not going to toast it?
Might help
Um,
him stay old.
That's a good point. It's already pretty crusty. So Isola now turns around and says, "They will easily take you. I was told 3 of you were coming."
Yes, we found this witch on the way. She is a very proficient fighter, second only to me.
Well-
She's here to protect our 2 civilian friends here.
The half elf and her should be able to share one quite easily. As she now
Yes.
mounts up onto the one armoured griffin in the group.
I want to go, oh, lucky you, dearie, and give Minstrel a little nudge. Nudge in the ribs that's a bit too hard.
Little tug on the cock.
Hard enough that I should say make an attack roll?
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's a no.
He's going for it.
Mhm. Yeah.
2. It doesn't do any damage.
That's a
Nat-
critical
a
fail.
natural 1. You just gently caress his back with your elbow.
Broke her arm.
Even better.
It's creepy. As she now as the sort of says, "Now please mount up. We should be there by lunchtime."
I'd like to say to my mount in
Yes.
Orcish, what's your name?
It does not speak Orcish and is staring at you confused.
I will say it in common.
It also does not speak Common.
I will say to Isolde in Orcish, what's his name?
She also does not speak Orcish.
All right, I'll say it in common.
This is.
We're in the elf territory here.
Yeah, you're in the elf capital, going towards the elf capital city, and you're speaking in Orcish.
Orcs are elves, aren't they? Or is that is that Lord of the Rings universe?
That's the Lord of the Rings. They're like elvish corruption or something.
Isn't D&D based on Lord of the Rings?
No, other way around.
What?
So she says, "Ah, yes, your mount's name is Griff," and she looks over to Merrick mounting up, and yours is Ron. Yep, the jokes will
Alright.
continue.
Do they can I ask Soda, Huntress Soda, if the Griffins speak any language?
They will understand Elvish, but they cannot speak back to you, my friend.
I lean forward and I say to my mount in perfect Elvish, "You're a beautiful griffin."
It licks you.
I've got a boner.
I'm going to get on my griffin and say, "Come, Griff, show me the meaning of haste."
At which point, since you're speaking in Common, it does not react. It just gets into formation behind Isola's griffin.
I repeat what I said in Orcish.
It also still does not speak Orcish.
I need another language.
I want to telepathically communicate to Balador's Griffin and say the same thing. Because if it can understand any language, it can understand it.
Fair enough. At which point, it is going to Balador make an animal handling skill check for me.
Oh, that's a 0. Nice.
Actually,
Oh,
plus
almost pasted a picture of a happy dwarf there. That's unknown.
19. Okay. You do manage to hang on as it now rears up and takes off.
Balador is enjoying himself.
Wait for it. At which point, Hunter Isola, having seen, I assume by now, Minstrel and Doris will have mounted up.
I've mounted up, but just before we ride, has Balador already taken off?
He's just gone, yeah.
Okay, I want to turn to the others and tell them a quick poem about the situation we find ourselves in.
Okay, that's why you've been quiet for so long.
Yep. Cloudless, sunny sky before mighty orcish flies, despite the griffin.
I'm not upgrading it again, so you can stick with the 1d6 for DM inspiration.
I've been prepping some for later.
Fair enough. So it sort of says, "Oh, for God's sake!" And now it nudges her Griffin to go catch up and correct the course of Balador because he's now flying in the wrong direction.
As she catches up with me, I'd like to turn to her and say, I'm proficient in land vehicles,
Well, this flies.
but it has feet.
It does have feet. You're correct.
I want to say yip yip, and
Your Griffin and Merrick's Griffin have followed Isola's instinctively.
okay, good.
Yay.
And I
So
named
you're
this
now
Griffin.
all flying towards Hollow Tree. You have lost about 10 minutes from Balador's one flying off towards Taryn.
I name my Griffin Appa. That could be his name.
Our Griffin.
Yeah, you're sharing one.
But I do like that reference.
Yeah, so do I. I know what it was.
I don't know. Don't know. Let me guess. Is it something to do with anime?
Oh yeah, obviously. So flying over the canopy, you can now see well spread out. There are a number of patches in the canopy where the river runs, as well as a large lake out towards the south as you've now approached the top of Hollow Tree. So landing on the platform, which appear to have been set out for the Griffins, you dismount and are greeted by elvish servants. Mostly young men who immediately, whilst dressed in their leather aviator gear, take the Griffins to the side to put them into the stables. Hunter Isola now joins you as you've landed separately and says, "Right, we shall strike out from here. Does anyone need anything before we leave?"
Yes.
Okay, what would you like me to procure for you on the way down?
Information.
Okay, what information would you like?
These drow elves. Now, I should know something about them as they are sorcerer related kin, but can we have any information about them? Is there any known weaknesses or strengths?
They don't like bright lights. She says, looking at you. From living underground, it's a common side effect, but at the same time, they're not. You're not going to be able to, but they are close, far to elves than they are monsters.
I would like you to acquire me one son.
Unfortunately, you sold your sunstones, didn't you?
I did.
Do you,
The one time they might have come in helpful.
do you have any health potions for sale?
I could check down with the alchemists. I could have them take it off your fee if you wish.
How much do they cost?
Well, the standard healing potions would be about 50 gold each.
Never mind.
Okay. That is the standard price, by the way. You're not going to find them a lot
How much
cheaper.
were they, sorry?
50 gold.
No.
Okay. Does anyone want to share some with Doris?
Nope.
'Cause- Okay. Everyone else did get some before they left. Iridel, you didn't have a chance to go shopping. Okay. So she takes you to the center of Hollow Tree, and you now notice a large floating wooden platform in the center of the room. And this will be how we're getting down the tree, because you're currently about 200 feet in the air.
I like it.
Because it's a huge tree. The entire city is built into the side of the inside of this tree.
Okay, let's go down as quickly as possible.
Okay. So, as you approach the center of
As
the...
quickly as possible, you say.
Elephants don't climb trees.
Fair enough. So, she begins walking into the center of the circle and speaks to the attendant standing there and says, "Ground floor, please, sir." As you now head down, it's not the quickest system. It's magically levitating a plank of wood, essentially. It only moves at a certain pace. You head down past the higher levels where you can see a large number of high elves, all very well dressed, all very, very rich looking, as well as what appears to be a single large dwelling over one side. Then you come down to the next floor. Here you see a mixture of elves, moon elves, sun elves, high elves, all who seem to be mercantile in nature. This is the trade district, and then you head down through the lower rungs, where you see mainly people's homes. Nothing particularly interesting at these levels. You notice you could probably walk the entire way up.
I hope
Long
out
way.
loud that I don't bump into my father.
Doesn't he live in Ulari?
My character sheet never got finished, so I don't know where my character lives.
Also, wasn't he? If he was human, he wouldn't live here.
No, he was a elf.
Oh, he was the elf. Your mother was a human. Okay.
Yep.
So yes, there is a chance he might be here, since only elves are normally allowed in. You are getting an exception because you're helping. On the lower, as you now come down to the lowest floor, you can see a gathering of multiple races. This is the only floor most outsiders are allowed to. As you now come into the roots of the tree. Here we are. Now then, allow me to show you the fastest route. As she
Please.
Pushes Merrick off the edge.
We're on the ground, aren't we?
You're on the ground now. You can walk off the thing. It's docked into like the platform station at the base of the tree.
I must say, this is a very beautiful thing.
She looks back around and says, "It is a nice place to live, if you live on the upper levels. Down here, it can get a little dark. We only really have much light in the lower levels during midday."
No city more beautiful than Godholm.
Pale
Yes.
I spit at Merrick's feet.
Young man,
You just spat
do you
on
mind,
the wooden
do you mind
elevator.
not spitting on the floor when we're in pleasant company?
Oh,
Yeah, we wouldn't want you disrupting the elevator. Otherwise, it could fall next time you're using it.
we're never in pleasant company with Minstrel around.
Balador!
So she begins showing you towards. Yeah, she begins showing you towards the exit you'll be taking. You can now see you're over the far east of Hollow Tree. So you're just standing out by the river, if you're looking at the map.
Okay.
She said the reports have been near Heg Aaron. So we'll begin heading that way and we'll split up after we reach the fork in the next river.
Mm-hmm. That's
Keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
okay. Let's go.
So, as you begin traveling, there's generally the forest is quite quiet, it is a forest. It's quite quiet. You notice there's a lot of wildlife around, and especially a large number of smaller primates.
Isolde, would you mind if I hunted one of these primates?
We prefer you not hunt the primate. You can catch some terrible diseases from them. Humans should not eat humans, and humans should really avoid eating higher primates.
Do I look like a human to you, Isolde?
You look a little human.
Well, I take great offence to that.
You're half human, aren't you?
What can I hunt?
I would recommend you stick to the rabbits, but I did bring food for everyone.
Is it meat?
There's some salted meat I bought from a traveller.
Well, thank you very much, and I hold my hand out.
She hands you a few strips of dried jerky.
And the rest?
I shall be feeding us at meal times, don't worry.
I order Magical Bart to catch me a rabbit.
Okay. Make a survival check.
I don't know what Magical Bart's... Oh, that'll do.
17. Okay, so he does manage to bring you back one rather fat-looking rabbit.
Okay.
However, as you inspect the rabbit, you notice it has a small horn.
Isolde, what is this beast?
Ah, fun. Where did you find this?
I had Magical Bart. Oh, sorry, I haven't introduced you. Magical Bart, this is Isolde. Isolde, this is Magical Bart.
She shakes his talon.
Yeah. He does a little nod and goes, "Eh."
Well, I wouldn't eat it. The meat is sour at best. And
"Hmm,
vile beyond reason. Jackalopes are never particularly pleasant.
um,
I think after your escapade in the forest and the other Furbolg forest, eating that dodgy mushroom, I wouldn't risk it.
okay." I hand the what did you call it?
Jackalope.
I hand the jackalope to Merrick.
Eric, you now have a pet.
Dead, isn't it?
Technically, it's been brought back alive.
Oh. Got nowhere to put it.
It wouldn't have been killed by a single attack from Magical Bart. So you can let it go if you want to.
Yeah, I'll set it free.
Fair enough.
Back in the
It
forest.
runs back into the forest, and then you hear a small noise saying, "Wankers!" in Elvish. So some of you understood it.
I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I wonder why there's obscenities being shouted.
Wait, hold on. The jackalope can speak. I should have eaten him. I may have learned Elvish.
That would be a trick. No, they
Right.
can.
Onward,
They-
Isolde. The salted meat is very nice, by the way.
As you now spend most of the rest of the day traveling, using the hunter's quickened path, you've reached about halfway before the light begins to fade. After the first river to the second river, you can see on the map. She finds a small clearing and says, "We should set up here. I assume since you've been traveling, you have your own tent?" As she now begins casting a spell and grows one out of the floor.
Wait, didn't Tortilla have her tents?
Did anyone take them off his corpse?
Well, Minstrel looted him.
I didn't take no tents.
No, he did not take the tents. So you're
Tents.
sleeping rough.
That sounds pretty intense.
I've still got my bedroll, just not a tent. So,
Yeah, you still got your bedrolls and your basic packs. So you're just sleeping out. Be
Alright,
glad it's not raining.
I will make a fire though to keep me warm while I sleep.
Okay, you take your great axe out and begin chopping a few logs down. Unfortunately, forgetting that fresh logs don't burn well and they're smoky.
If you say so.
So there's a lot of smoke coming up off it.
No,
no,
what, just use the dead dead wood from the ground.
Looking around, there aren't many dead trees. The whole forest seems to be kept magically alive by elven magic,
Balador
stemming straight from Hollow Tree.
Balador would like to take Minstrel aside and say, "I don't trust this place, and I don't trust that elf, and that city is disgusting."
It's a big tree.
And Minstrel ignores Balador.
Minstrel is already asleep, we'll say, since he's not responding.
Yes.
nodded off. Yeah. Happy to sleep.
Okay, so you sleep for the night. Fair enough.
Where the fuck did
Doris
Doris
has fallen
free?
asleep as well. So
Oh, so
that leaves. Does anyone want to keep a watch? The only two of you still awake are Merrick and Balador, so
Magical Bart.
Magical Bart's going to keep watch. Okay.
Okay.
So you'll have to keep him in the pocket dimension for 8 hours tomorrow, so he can rest.
Do you have to do that?
He's still, despite the fact he's magical, he still needs to sleep. And
No, I don't think he does.
I'm going to double check familiar. If it uses the stats.
I read that it doesn't need to sleep.
Jeez.
I suppose DM can choose, really.
Yeah, I've been treating it like an animal, essentially. It's not like an innate magical creature that doesn't require food or sleep. Since you started feeding it, I've been treating it as an actual animal.
Okay, well, we can do that if you want. We don't have to go where the rules.
It doesn't actually specify.
I'm sure I did read somewhere that it doesn't have to sleep, but can't find that. So
Yeah, it's not on the spell list, so It also says it acts independently of you.
But I can give it orders.
It will follow orders, but yeah, there is a chance it could just disappear off on its own if you don't put it in the pocket dimension as well. Then, so spending the night under the woods, Magical Bart can hear many of the native species
Oh,
nearby, but doesn't
yeah, I think
actually
you're right.
find any threat.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was going to say
Yeah.
it's a familiar. It's not like a spirit or something.
And it just has the stats of a hawk, a literal hawk.
Yeah, it basically is a hawk, but just with a what specification did you put for this one? Was it Fey or?
It's it's a Fey hawk, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also an osprey, so it can fish.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So it here's many of the local wildlife and fauna, and then I would like a perception roll from Magical Bart, which I believe is a +5.
+4.
+4. My apologies. Still.
+4, but if it's sight, it's advantage.
Okay, so it would be sight based, so roll with advantage. Okay, 22. It does see an exceptionally large creature flying overhead.
Okay. Who decides if it wakes
it-
me?
I'm going to say at this point it's not a threat because it's just passed and gone. So it would inform. Can it inform you in the morning?
God. How
you
are we
have to
getting?
see through
How
its
are we this
eyes.
far into it? And we don't understand how.
This is the first time it's kind of come up.
Yeah. You're a familiar, acts independently of you, but always obeys your commands. Can't
We'll
attack.
say it tries to. We'll say it tries to do a lassie in the morning.
You can communicate with it telepathically, is what it says, and I assume that means both ways. If it just says you can communicate with it telepathically,
Fair enough.
that's
So we'll
how
go for that. So in the morning, it'll explain it to you. So you wake up the next morning, and as you're sitting around for breakfast, Magical Bart lands on your shoulder and passes into your mind that it seems to have seen what it believes to be a large blue dragon flying overhead during the night.
Not another one.
You forget. Actually, I shouldn't say you forget. Do you remember there was adventurers on the road originally heading off to deal with it?
I do remember the adventurers.
I do
couldn't
now,
remember
yeah,
it was
that
a blue
rings a bell.
dragon, but yeah.
That was, in fact, the blue dragon. Or you believe it probably would be, if Balador tells you.
I tell everyone. I also asked Doris if he can have a bread roll for Magical Bart.
We'll say Doris says yes, because Simon's eating.
Can he have some burrito?
Burrito's less likely. Okay, so you spend the morning travelling, again with Isola's rather quick reactions at getting you through fast trails. There's a lot less wildlife you now notice as you've come to this. No, we couldn't hear you. There's a lot less wildlife as you begin coming towards the second river, and you can now actually see the coast off to one side. As you're facing it would be your left as you come to the river. At which point it sort of says, right, from here we spread our party. I shall be travelling south to try and follow the river and see if I can catch them drinking any water. I recommend you continue on to Terek, Aaron.
Yes. Good
And
idea.
ask, possibly, see if any of the locals had seen you.
Who's going with the elf?
She's saying she's going to go off alone to follow the river. She'll come find you if she manages to spot them, since she can sneak around.
I don't think we should split up, considering this was a hard
All right,
quest.
I'm going to snap my fingers and put Magical Bart in the pocket dimension.
As he disappears in a small puff of green smoke.
How long does Magical Bart need to sleep? 8 hours?
I'd say he probably wants a long rest after he's been awake for an entire day.
He's worked hard, that boy.
Hmm.
Deserves a good long sleep.
So are you going to head on to Tarragon, or do you want to explore the coastline or the section after the fork of the river over the far right north?
Well, I suppose you can have a little look on the way. It's quite narrow.
Yeah, it's not a huge area.
Unless you want to go to the coast, anyone?
I feel like
So-
it's just me and Matt here. I think everybody
Hmm.
else is buggered
Yeah.
off.
I'm listening in. I'm just going with the flow.
Okay,
So you want to go to the sea then, because that flows.
Let's
so does a river.
just go to that trigger on place.
You just want to head
I-
straight to Tregoron.
Yeah,
I'm willing to follow Merrick's guidance.
let's do that then.
Okay.
Oh, we've had a long rest, haven't we? So I've got a spell slot back.
Okay. Doris's vote is for straight there, apparently.
And I guess Chris
Footies.
is...
I'm also voting straight there. I'll take it. My inspiration dice has fallen off now.
Yeah, we'll say by now it would have gone off. It's been another day.
It wasn't
So,
that poem.
as you begin heading towards Treg Aron, damn automatic name generator. Treg Aron, you suddenly notice there's even less wildlife nearby now. But you do now see the fields of Treg Aron as you pass into the distance. As you pass through the forest, you can now see the sea on both sides. As you've reached the narrow section just over the far right.
Balador, I can see the sea.
Balador looks around confused.
What do your elf eyes see?
See the sea.
If only Magical Bart was here, he'd love to do a bit of fishing.
Since Doris is currently unable to speak, apparently. Oh, did you come through there for a second? Do you want to try again?
No.
No? Okay.
I would like to do
I will relay the message quickly for you.
I would like to do a nature check to try and find out why there are no animals here, or whatever check you think.
Nature sounds reasonable.
I assumed it would be nature. Not that I'm any good at nature. I am intelligent.
Fair enough. So just make a check. 9. As far as you can tell, clearly just the less dense and closer to the coast you are, the less animals there are.
That makes sense.
It appears, Minstrel, that the less dense the forest is, the less animals there are. But I would gesture a guess that there are animals in the sea.
There are probably fish in the sea.
There's plenty more fish in the sea, Doris.
There's plenty more fish in the sea.
Did we do something to annoy Doris? I asked the party.